Howdy, y'all. My name is Darius, and I'm here to tell you I'm a rootin' tootin' cowboy from the South. I don't know which state, but one of those states that says things like rootin' and tootin'. And what I like to do in my spare time is I like to round up me some cows, and I like to listen to my podcast up in my ear holes. It's a magical device on the cellular thing. And one podcast I'm really excited about is the one that you listen to right now. It's called Dudes with Brews on the Porch. Yippee hi, ki
Cue it.
You're about to hear the greatest show of your life.
Dude.
Dudes with Brews on a porch with Rob and Drew.
Hello. Here we are. Once again.
I have one more. I have a quick sound question for you.
Yeah.
Is my mic picking up the audio coming back? I'm not wearing headphones, so
Maybe a little bit. I noticed it before, but not. It's not really that bad. Why?
I can I just was thinking about the fact that my
You don't have
mic
headphones?
is sitting next to my speakers, which are blaring the audio from your end. So I don't want it to pick up.
No, it's fine. You're good. You're
All right,
good.
let's get into the beers then.
Here we are. We are back.
Everything's fine.
Took a week off because Rob was too cool. Just kidding.
Oh, you didn't do it on your own?
No.
I trusted you to pick up my slack. This is a team, goddammit.
Yeah, it didn't happen. Rob is drinking Prone from Dust Bowl Brewing Company, a quadruple IPA, which explains the booziness. 14.5, Rob. That is a boozy beer.
It says on the can, aggressively hoppy.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry, aggressively hopped.
Yes, it is the Supine sequel is aggressively hopped with Idaho Gem, El Dorado, and Mosaic, and features notes of sweet fruit and berry. 14.5 ABV, 85 in the IBUs, so high bitter content.
I'm not looking forward to it already.
So my beer, coincidentally, Rob, is also relatively boozy because I am drinking, and this is kind of a controversial beer in the microbrew world, the Bourbon County brand stout from Goose Island Beer Company from 2022. They do it each and every year. Comes in a pretty cool bottle. I like it. I like the style of it. I like the bourbon beers. I like the aged bourbon beers and all that kind of stuff. This year, our Imperial Stout, aged and blended from freshly empty bourbon barrels from Heaven Hill, Four Roses, Wild Turkey, and Buffalo Trace distilleries. Expect flavors of vanilla, dark chocolate, toffee, molasses, almond, and dried fruit. It is 14.3 ABVs, 0 on the IBUs. Goose Island used to be a micro brew company, and then Anheuser-Busch bought them. And a lot of people think that they're now because now they're a macro brewery.
Out. Yeah, they sold out.
Sold out. People are upset about that.
They're Metallica after Mission Impossible 2.
Sure, but this is still a very.
Wait, it was after Napster. I don't remember.
After Napster. It's still a very sought out beer each and every year. So I did manage to get a bottle of it. It sells out quick, and it is very boozy.
How great! We didn't do an episode last week, so we've been we didn't really speak, and yet we're on the same page. We're both rolling in here with 13 plus ABVs.
I know, yeah, we're hitting it hard.
We did not coordinate this shit. We're just same haircut, same wavelength.
It says to drink by July 6th of 2027. So really, you should only age these things for about 5 years. Interesting.
Well, that's how long I tend to keep beer.
Yeah. Well, bourbon stouts are different. So give yours a swig, a sip.
You're honing in on what I feel like this beer is going to taste like to me.
Sick. Try it.
75. Oh man. You know, I'll tell you how I got this beer in a second. Smells good though.
It's good. Mine's good.
This isn't. Oh, I don't really like the aftertaste, but it doesn't taste bad up front. You can definitely taste the berries that they're talking about.
I get the,
but the aftertaste really sticks around. It's kind of got like a carbonated water after like fizz effect, which I don't like, but I can taste that bitterness. That's for sure.
I think I get the burnt sugar. I get some vanilla, get some toffee. It's pretty good. Develops in the bottle for up to 5 years, it says on the tag too. So I should have bought another one, and then I would drink it in 5 years and see how it goes. I do have aged bourbon stouts anyways in my hallway because that's the only place I can quote unquote cellar my beer.
Your hallway is like a cellar.
From 2018, so where are we at? We're at 19, 20, 21, 22. So I got to drink those soon because we're getting close to that.
You should have drank that one instead.
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody told I was like, do I hang on to it for a while? What do I do? And they're just like, meh, fuck it, just drink it. I was like, okay, you're right.
Yeah, you only live for you don't know if you'll be around in 5 years.
Right. Hopefully I am. But it's good. I've really gotten into bourbon lately. Old fashions, man, are my jam. I like them. They're tasty. So I like the bourbon stouts now are kind of right up my alley. But you can't really have, if you're looking to have a good night with people, you can't really have a bunch of them because they're so high up there that you'll
you got to sip on those,
Yeah, these are sipping beer. Special occasion, fireworks outside. You're like, ooh, I got to sip this. Milwaukee lost. The Bucks lost. How?
Yeah. I'm going to the LA Milwaukee game at the Crypto Center.
Nice. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
They lost to them before, so
we're going to beat them on their home court.
We just lost to the Rockets, a relatively defeated team.
That's because we weren't trying. Don't worry about it.
Did Giannis play?
I don't know.
I don't think he did. Drew Holiday did.
We got our championship, so I'm off the bus.
Yeah.
No, it's really just the time difference. I don't get a chance. Like the games are already like they're basically over by the time I get done with work and home. So it's.
I've been watching them a lot. I missed today's game because we went to something that I absolutely hate, Rob, and it's. I think a lot of people think this is an act, okay, and I'm here to say it's not an act. I don't know. There's various reasons why you can root it down to a lot of things, but I hate Christmas. I hate it. I don't enjoy it, Rob. There's aspects of it that are fine. I like when my kids open presents. I like getting my wife presents. Like I like bringing people joy that way. I hate the light shows. I hate the music. I hate the movies unless it's Home Alone. I just don't like it.
Yeah, but we've got a new movie to root for Christmas.
I gotta see that. Yeah, that'll be fun. Violent Night.
Violent Night. I want to see it. It makes me want to believe in Christmas movies again. I hope it's as good as it is in my head already.
Yeah, hopefully.
Come on, Jingle All the Way is a fun one to watch. Because
it's been a minute since I've watched it. I should watch it.
It's worth the rewatch.
I've had it up a year with that turbo guy. We've gone to 2 light shows already. We went to one in a different city, and we went to the one locally here. And the one here, it's nothing great. You
mean the one down at the park?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you sit there and it plays music or whatever, and you watch the same things dance for six songs, and it's just like, ugh.
You know what I'm finding out? The best thing you can do for the holiday season is move across the country away from your family.
I'd have to take them with.
Yeah, you can't really do that. Unfortunately, there's this. You could do child support. You can send them that.
That's okay. No. But
I know this is a joke. Drew would never do that.
I just personally
he loves his family so much he'll put himself through 2 light shows, and it's not even December 20th yet.
There's probably going to be a third one next week.
There's going to be a third. If you did 2 already, you got a third one coming, buddy.
I don't know, man. And lights are cool, but like, There's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me, Rob. That
No.
A third of my life.
You're a realist. You're too practical. You're too logical.
A third of my life was spent working in retail, and I think that's tainted it. I also think some just experiences, and I was watching this video too, where like this kid's opening this present, and he's like losing his mind because it's an N64, and I'm like, I've never felt that.
Yeah. Well, were you an only child?
No.
Oh yeah. I should know this. How long have we been friends?
I have an older sister and I have a younger brother. Me and my sister say mom and dad, but me and my brother just say mom.
Yeah. His name starts with a B. Yes.
Yeah. That's the guy.
Yeah. How did I totally? Because my main thought was like, if I would have gotten an N64. Like, my parents were smart enough to not give a gift like that to one of us. It was always addressed to all 5 of us.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you get that gift, like, your first thought is not, oh, my God, I need to do somersaults and jumping jacks and whatever. Your first thought is, I'm going to have to share this. There's 4 controller ports. I get the blue one. I get the blue one. That's mine.
Well, even, like, my brother, I'm 13 years older than him. He's the baby of the on my mom's side, and it's like he just turned 19 and he got a Christmas present, or he got a birthday present, and it is what it is. I don't care. But do you think I got a birthday present when I was 19? I didn't.
No, well, and that's
I didn't.
Who somebody did a bit, and this reminds me of that bit where it's like you shouldn't get a birthday present like birthday presents when you're 19 because you're an adult. The same way somebody who can like a toddler that can ask for their diaper to get changed shouldn't be in diapers anymore. If you can walk up to your parent and go, "Oh, I shit my pants. Can you help me out?" It's the same thing. It's like there's a time frame for these things.
You've spent a lot of time with me, so.
But my parents still get me birthday gifts, but it's like one thing and it's like a shirt or something.
Sure.
It's just like but
he got AirPods.
Yeah, see, that's a pretty hefty gift.
Yeah.
I still won't even buy myself AirPods.
I haven't either. But there was a quote during this light show that was said to me, and it's like, "Why do you ruin all the fun?" Do I ruin the fun, Rob?
Yeah, you do. But for me, I love it. It's so much fun for me.
How do I ruin it?
Normal people, I like normal people. They don't want to see the downside of things.
I kept my comments to a minimal, Rob. The first time I said something,
your face tells the story. You've got like
it's dark. We're watching a light show.
You've got Monday Garfield face all the time.
Thanks.
Unless you're talking to me, because me and you're on the same wavelength, and we know.
The first comment I made was like, it just said like they had like all these little trees or whatever, and then it kept saying ding dong, and dong was separate, and I go dong. That's funny.
How is that ruining anything?
That's comedic timing. If anything, that should be appreciated.
Yeah.
Around this time of year, everyone's all stressing over the hustle and bustle, and I'm making immature wiener jokes because it says dong on the tree.
Speaking of Christmas dong jokes, I don't even know if I need to say anything after that. But I saw this, like, it was a picture on Facebook or something. It was like, this is why you don't put lights on palm trees.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen that picture?
I think so.
Yeah, it just looks like a bunch of erect penises at night.
It's nice.
Which is hilarious.
Beautiful.
If you can't see the dongs in a Christmas tree, I mean, there are problems with you.
Right.
It's not with us.
And it said the word, and I just repeated it. It said dong.
Yeah.
No,
You're just reading out loud. I read the first word silently. Thank you.
Exactly. But I think we'll probably go to the West Bend light show, which is in a different city than where we are located. But
that makes it better, I heard.
Maybe.
No, it doesn't.
But enough about me, Rob. Let's talk about you.
I love talking about you. You always shift focus.
Because your life is more interesting. You've experienced so many things. I live this pretty standard life. I love it. Okay, so I'm gonna premise it with I love my life. I love everything about it. I love my wife. I love my kids. It's a good life. But
So do we need to mention that you're looking at her from the corner of your eye and she's sitting 6 feet away from you?
but it's
You'd be saying that anyway. Yeah,
right.
definitely.
It's nothing extravagant. Nothing exciting happens to me. I'm
Just stop talking.
what do you know what I mean?
You're ruining the fun, Drew. The fun of marriage. You're ruining it.
It's just life. I the life that I like, but you packed your bags. You moved across the country. You're going to concerts. You're going to punk rock shows at the house. You're doing the things that I did in high school, and now we're a little role reversal. You're getting haircuts. You're
yeah. You're looking a little shaggy.
You're going on dates.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it. First off, that wasn't a date. We'll get into that.
but you're doing big things. Like I'm not doing anything extravagant or significant. I'm not changing anybody's life by any means.
You changed my life and the lives of all the listeners.
Thank you.
Of this podcast.
All two of them.
2,000. Tell your friends.
Sometimes there is. Sometimes there's 2,000.
We can get there. We can get there.
We have. But
I know we have. Yeah.
Regardless, yeah. There's nothing. I mean, that's my life. It's the same thing over and over again.
I mean, well, that's kind of the thing where it's like the things like if I was thinking about this today actually, where it's like if I posted all these pictures because I have pictures that I haven't posted yet. If I would have posted the pictures of the things that I've done over the course of the last 2 weeks, which I posted pictures from the holiday party at work. So that was kind of fun where it was like sipping on some bougie gin cocktails on the rooftop in North Hollywood and at night by the pool.
Playing basketball.
What?
Maybe I misread that. Weren't you playing basketball on a rooftop or is it
cocktails? I said rooftop cocktails.
I thought it said rooftop basketball.
All right. Well, I don't even.
When I read that, I was like, "What happens if the ball goes over the edge?" I was like, "What the fuck?"
It was a short game, and then we switched to cocktails.
I was half awake. All right, so rooftop that makes more sense.
There was a cocktail in the picture.
I was half awake, and I just saw the. I don't know.
Slightly orange, and it was from the top angle. It looked like a ball.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
But yeah, so I mean, like that was last week, and then went to West Hollywood. Like, so either way, it's like so you take that picture, right, and then a week later, I go to the Built to Spill concert at the Roxy. We stopped at Rock and Riley's. We went to the Rainbow Room. And then got to walk inside and meet the house band for the Monday night house band for whiskey at the Whiskey Go Go, which is a historic. Like these are historic places, but what's funny is like those pictures mean more to people. Like for me, it was a big deal. Don't get me wrong, but like people out here, they're like, oh, you like I was like, oh, I got to go into the whiskey, and they're like, yeah, it's a venue. It's not that big of a deal. You got to go into a place that's open every day of the week.
Whiskey a Go-Go? It's like, yeah, it's an iconic spot though.
But apparently it's different because we're from out of state and we hear the story. Like we watch documentaries on old bands that played there. And it's like, but it's not necessarily that to the people that are just like, oh, what am I going to do tonight? Oh, we'll go to the whiskey, and go see a show. But it's like, and then the punk rock show was literally like just a couple of people I know from down at the bar had a party at their house, and their band that hasn't played in years, they decided to get together and play, and they fucking rocked it. But it was like, it took me back to like the old USDF shows.
Yeah.
And like
at the Legion.
Only it's people in their like mid 40s. So like they play the first song and at the end of every song, they're like, what do you guys think? Like one more? Because it's like you're not like that music is, but it was a fun that was fun to get to go and do because house shows don't happen out here because people call the cops like instantly.
Okay,
it's not like in Wisconsin or in these like where it's like more spread out. There's so many people in a concentrated area that if you're making that much noise, you have a better chance of one like Karen out there to be like, hey, it's too loud on 8 o'clock, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's my best impression I've ever done. But yeah, it was you know, and then hanging out by the fire and having drinks and it was. So yeah, this last couple of weeks, if you look at the pictures, if you look at the you know, condensed version, it looks like I'm living a great life, which I am. I'm not disputing that. But I do go to work in between, and you know, you still got to sit at the bus stop and wait for the bus, and
Yeah.
Go buy deodorant, which I have to do, and do your laundry. It's, you know, it's like we all live even unless you have enough money for a maid, your life has some mundaneness to it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
I ran 3 blocks a day, and I was like, Drew's my hero. But I said it through gasping breaths because I couldn't breathe.
Yeah, I gotta get back to. I've been running again, but this time, April 23rd, it's the full 26 I have to do.
I didn't get to go rock climbing. I don't know if I talked to you about this. I was supposed to go rock climbing today to the climbing gym to train for when I get to go on a real rock face.
Yeah.
But I smashed my hand in a pinch point at work, and I got deep cut right on top of my hand, swelled up for a day. Like it's the swelling's kind of gone down now, but I couldn't close my hand, and the guy was like, "No, you can't. That's like 1/4 of the extremities that you need to climb. So we're not gonna do it until that's better."
Bummer.
Yeah, I was kind of not like, because that's my ultimate goal is to get that picture on the rock face.
Mm-hmm.
When I send that out to all you all in Wisconsin, then you'll know.
Yeah.
Then I could fall off that mountain happy. They're jealous now.
But if you look at my pictures, it's kind of like all the same. I have pictures of just my kids, and that's really
just my kids.
I love them, but I'm just saying, like,
it's, you know,
it's me. Oh, your dad posted a picture of me when I was
I saw that, yeah,
a little kid. He does it every year. But yeah, it's all kids, which that's my life. That's a representation of my life. I spend most of my time with my kids, and I love every minute of it. So, yeah, that's
you know,
nothing else.
I spend most of my life not with my kids, and I love every minute of it.
Exactly.
But
you. So I mean, like I said, I've done nothing. Everything's the same.
You go to shows and stuff like that, like
sometimes.
But I will say, okay, so the Built to Spill show, I drank way. Did I tell you about this? Did we talk about this?
You said you drank.
I drank way too much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely. I looked at the set list and I was like, okay, I don't remember these 2 songs. There was a period in the middle of that show where something disappeared.
Oh yeah.
And then as soon as we got out, we went to Rock and Riley's again to get to cap the night off.
Sure.
And I went straight to the bathroom and threw up.
Yeah.
And as soon as I threw up, my legs decided they weren't going to work right anymore. And they could see as soon as like the adrenaline from the show wore off, when I walked into Rock and Riley's, like the bartender or the manager, like apparently I just found this out like 20 minutes before the show here. Rob ordered 2 beers, 1 for each of us. And I was like, I'm going to the bathroom. I knew I was going to throw up. I don't know if he did at that point, but the manager knew because the manager was already intercepting us as I exited the bathroom. And Rob was like, "We're not staying. Don't worry. I'm going to get him out of here." And the manager was like, "Is he okay?" And the answer was no. But it just everything that was drained out of me is because I literally did like, dude, that show was so much fun.
Good.
I was like, I probably ruined the show for some people. I feel like
it's okay
because I was singing to every song. I was like jumping up and down. I was like, oh, I got to get to the front for this song. Sorry, I'm like,
that's part of it.
And as it should be, right? You know, but then it's like all that energy that you've expounded, all the healthy fluids that you've
utilized.
Utilized. Then you walk outside and you finally take a breath, and it's just like, oh shit, I'm fucking drunk, and I have no more energy, and
I haven't.
Rob was my savior and got me into the lift and made sure I got out of West Hollywood alive.
I haven't.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. You like I've gone to some shows, you know, a handful in the last year or whatever. And while I do enjoy them, a lot of times I'm like thinking, all right, let's wrap this up. I'm tired. Like it's time to go. And like, cause I might have a beer. That's about it. It's been a minute since I've really have tapped into that kindred spirit, like you were just talking about, where you're singing. Even if I know all the words, like I don't really sing along much anymore. I like move a little bit here and there, but if I get some drinks in me, like that's when the courage comes and I have a lot of fun. But it's been a while since I've done that. I kind of like going to comedy shows a little bit more now because one, you sit down, you get to so you know that's nice.
I love stand up because you get to sit down.
Exactly. I mean, we Chris and I saw Bill Burr not that long ago.
Oh, that would be a great show.
It was all right. The opener wasn't great. I think. And I heard Bill talking on a podcast about his current tour. He's just like, because they're like, "Oh, are you going to shoot this?" And he's like, "It's not." He's like, "The hour, it's not quite where I want it to be yet, so I don't want to shoot it." So he was still working on some stuff, and I think he took some chances at the show. But it was good. He had a lot of funny stuff, and like, he has a pretty cool like, a really funny story about like the second time he ever did mushrooms or whatever. I don't know what that's like, but it was a funny story, but he'll
keep that for his specials or what? Because like the Red Rocks special wasn't great, and I heard somebody talk like kind of like reviewed it or something, and then it was like, well, this is his first real special after the pandemic, and it's like comics didn't get to go out, and do their like and hone their act, and so it's like when I started watching, I didn't even finish the Red Rocks special because it was like. It was just like, oh, this is Bill Burr doing his shtick.
Mm-hmm.
He's done these jokes before, just they're a little different now. And you could hear, like, he does a lot of the same jokes over and over, but he puts bows on them that make them even funnier or different in some way. Whereas this was like, he wasn't able to, it's like, because he really has like, a few different subsets that he writes jokes in, which is like overpopulation, the equality of genders and wokeness, and then like relationship stuff. And it's like all comedy, all writing, all whatever. It's all basically like, everything is telling a similar story of either overcoming self-anxiety or love or this or that. And it's like, but they're all just different bows. His Red Rock special, he just hadn't worked through it enough to like where it was. I was just like, I don't even want to. I'm not gonna taint Bill Burr with a bad special. Like he's allowed to have them. I just am not like because I like Bill Burr. I'm not.
Yeah.
Whatever. Why are we talking about this?
I don't know. No, it was fun. But I'm just saying, like, I would like to kind of tap into that spirit again of really knowing every word to a song and singing along, like stuff like that. Like, yeah, it's been a minute since I've done that, and I envy you for that experience because it is a fun one. And if it's a band,
I will say, the weird thing is I spent the next 2 days feeling so much guilt.
No, you shouldn't. And especially it's a band you've listened to your entire life. You
I know that, but it didn't change the fact that I was just like, I feel guilty for having so much fun.
No, you shouldn't.
Like Rob maybe thought I was like when I was like, I felt guilty that I put Rob through at least like, and Rob is so cool that he was just like, hey man, there's, I may be older than you, but there could be a day, where I go a little off the rails and you'll be the one that keeps it together and gets us to where we need to go, because that's normally how it goes. It's like, that's why you go to these things in pairs. Somebody will keep their head about them, while the other one loses their shit completely. And, but it was like, I felt more guilty just about how much fun I rarely go through life where I'm like, I'm going to, I don't care about who else is in the space around me. Mm-hmm. I'm going to have a good time for me the way I want to. I rarely get to that point where I'll let go completely of what people around me are feeling and thinking. And at that show, I 100% did. Not in like some people get obnoxious when they get to that point. I was just having a blast, like singing with the song. The set list was so good. The opening acts were so good.
Who were the openers?
I know I missed one song because I went over and started talking to one of the one of the band members from one of the opening acts, and and then I bought some merch and all that stuff. And
cool.
But it was a very good time. But we started drinking at 4 p.m.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And then it's like I'm normally in bed by 10:30, so the show didn't end until 11. It was definitely just it was a long day, but it was fun.
So okay, so you're living large, you're going to shows, you're enjoying yourself, you're posting pictures that make it look like you have this bougie life. You're playing basketball on rooftops, and then you're throwing it off the ledge, drinking cocktails afterwards. You're doing it all. You've gone on. I'm just gonna call it a date. It wasn't a date, or it could have been a date. Had things went a different way, maybe.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess we could say that.
Tell the story.
Okay. Because I mean, who knows? And this is one of those like the Civil War, who fired the first shot kind of thing.
Hunter or Greedo?
Like who ruined the situation more, I guess, or whatever. Like, so I went to the automotive museum, the Peterson Automotive Museum, to see the
Peterson.
Yeah, with a D.
Mm.
Yes, I know. I found that odd too. But with another human being of the female persuasion. And we went to go see the Bond exhibit, the Bond car exhibit.
Yeah.
And before you get to the Bond car exhibit, there's other famous cars and all these like one of a kind, only one made, only 3 made vehicles that I don't know anything about, but hey, they look cool. And there's only one in existence, so it's kind of cool to see them. But we get to the famous cars spot. So you got the DeLorean there. I got some pictures from inside the DeLorean. Not me sitting in there. Just put my hand in there and took a Marty McFly POV
for sure
shot. They had the Batmobile there. They had the Mystery Machine. And like these are all great cars. And I will preface this by saying she got a little like outraged by some child had put their full hand on the Batmobile and it left a handprint.
What do you expect? It's one of the most iconic vehicles in a lot of people's life. I mean, you see the Batmobile. We've seen so many renditions of it. Adam West Batmobile. It's in the cartoons. It's in the comics. It's in every movie.
And this is your quintessential Tim Burton Batmobile.
Yeah, Michael Keaton. All right.
Yeah. And of course, a kid puts his hand on the fender, and of course, because it's a child, it leaves a handprint. Because you can't. That was just something where I was like, you can't do that.
It's not. Well, yeah, there's that, but it's not like you walk by and you go, my experience is now gone because.
Yeah.
That isn't. It's like that can't be the Batmobile. There's a handprint on it.
Yeah, I don't remember that in the movie.
He had to hit somebody
sure
at some point.
Washed and waxed this thing.
Right.
So I agreed with her. I was like, yeah, you can't be touching the Batmobile, and but then like less than 5 minutes later, we get to the Ghostbuster mobile.
Yeah,
and I'm I lose my shit a little bit. I'm like, oh my god! In my head, not out loud. I was just like, in my head, I was like,
famous car, dude. I was so obsessed with the Ghostbusters in my when I was a kid. I can vividly remember walking into this video rental place called Video Biz. It was right by McDonald's, and then it got turned into a laundromat. Then it got turned into a haircut place. But I can remember walking into the door, going straight down the first aisle, upper right corner. Ghostbusters. I grabbed it. I rented it so much that my mother bought it eventually for on VHS because she's like, this kid watches fucking Ghostbusters all the time. So I'd be pumped to see that car too.
Yeah. And in my logical brain, I walk around the car, I'm looking at it, and in my head I go, Bill Murray touched that passenger door handle.
Harold Ramis, a
Yeah,
great writer.
I mean, for me, it was Bill Murray, and I was like,
for sure.
I don't think he ever drove it. The passenger side, that's the one.
Yeah.
So I walk around, and as she's looking at me, I go, "I'm sorry, but I have to do this." And I just, for a millisecond, I touched the handle of the Ghostbusters mobile on the passenger door side, and the look on her face. She got so upset and didn't want to hear any of my arguments, which I feel like I had good ones. It was just like, I'm sorry. And she's like, I cannot believe you just did that. And I go, really? And I thought maybe she was doing like a bit.
Yeah.
This is where I found out that this person doesn't do bits. She's not somebody who does this, and it was like, because in my head I'm going like, okay, this is child. I mean, we dressed as the Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
we made. I remember when Mike made a ghost trap out of some like wheels and a Kleenex box and
that's awesome.
It was awesome.
There's Slimer, Stay Puft.
Yeah,
like you can't.
Yeah, and it was just like, and it's like, the handle's got the word hand in the name. I think it can handle my millisecond fingertip touch. It's not going to rust through because of me.
Right.
But she's like, this. I cannot believe you don't touch things at a museum, and we didn't talk for 10, 15 minutes after that. We went separate ways for quite some time.
And then you touched every car on the way there. Like, you know what?
Well, here's the kicker. Here's the kicker to this whole thing. There's this. We get through, like, we can't. We get. Because she even said, I just don't want to talk about it anymore. I just don't want to talk about it. Just don't even mention it. So she didn't want to hear my arguments. She just wanted to get. She's like, I'm going to try and forget that you did that. And I said, I'm not going to. I will never forget that I did that.
Bill Murray touched that handle. Maybe some of those creative juices are now a part of you.
Yeah.
You never know.
She did, and rightfully so. And in her defense, she paid for the tickets. And then, so she's like, the tickets are in my name. Because I was like,
they're going to track it down?
Because I think I actually said, I'll tell security what I did if you want. I don't think they'll be that mad. Because I really think, like, if I would have been, I went and touched the Ghostbuster mobile handle, please punish me, they probably would have been like, most people do, we don't have much security on this thing, just don't do that again. And I would say, well, unless there's, unless the turtle van is around the corner, I don't think I'm going to, but we get through. This is the kicker to me. This was, which I didn't think of this until the aftermath, but we get to the end of the Bond exhibit, and there's like a surprise Andy Warhol Mercedes-Benz exhibit where it's like paintings of old Mercedes and sketches that Andy Warhol did. The last like art installation that he did before he died. I'm not a big Andy Warhol guy or whatever, but we were like, yeah, let's go. We might as well go check this out.
Mm-hmm.
And before we walked in, the people that were doing, like the ropes, the they were like, you can take as many photos as you want, but please don't touch the art. All right?
Yeah.
You know what they didn't tell us when we walked into the car exhibit? No one made it a point to say, you can take as many pictures of these cars that you would like, but please do not touch them. No one said that.
Fair game, though.
I'm just saying.
As long as you're not like sitting on the hood,
like jumping in the side and going, "Where are the keys?"
Yeah.
No, but it was, it's and I have no ill will towards this person. It's just that's where I saw, okay, we don't see eye to eye on certain situations. It's.
It'd be like if I feel like if it were me in that situation, and somebody were touching, I'd be like, "Come on, stop it!" But be like embarrassed about it, and like, but not to the point where I'm so mad. Like, I'm like you're playing embarrassed. Like, hey, we just scolded that kid. Like, you can't be doing this. Like,
yeah,
that's a funny story. Well, yeah, how's that
If
beer?
she would have been doing a bit, and then like 15 minutes after we didn't talk for 15 minutes, if she would have like been like,
That'd be awesome.
she would have been like, "Do you want a picture of you touching the car? Because I'll take that." Like then I would have been like, "Holy shit!"
That would have been impressive.
A 20-minute bit of 15 minutes of which was silence. Like, it'd be amazing.
That's the longest yes and ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you know, I don't know that I've ever had an experience like that. What the fuck? Where'd you come from? That's weird. Did you? For those of you that don't know, my wife just creeped from one side. But wait, did you come from just over there? Oh, it's opposite.
No,
it's opposite on the computer, so it's
Oh yeah, I was gonna say
like,
if she would have came from the other side,
Yeah.
it would have been weirder because it's the wall to the outside.
Okay, sorry.
But yeah, so that was and I will say we went on to like, you know, we went to the Fairfax farmers market, it was fun there, but
Yeah, that's funny.
yeah, it's just, you know,
Needless to say, you're friends, and that's it.
we're friends. Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yep.
And
when it comes to the Ghostbuster mobile, I'm taking risks out here.
Yeah. You kind of have to.
Yeah.
Rob.
Well, can we talk about your thing?
What thing?
You're a Shaolin master now.
It's really not that big of a deal.
What?
What?
You tell. I mean, come on. Tell
them what?
We've literally, it's not that big of a deal, and yet I know there's episodes where our biggest thing that we talked about is how little sleep we got last night. That's not a big deal. This is a master's degree.
Yeah, so a lot of people have master's degrees.
Yeah. Drew is now Master Drew. To all the listeners out there, if you send mail, which you should be, you're not, and I'm not gonna lie, I resent it a little bit. But when you do send it to Master Drew.
Yeah, I have my master's degree.
And if this episode is not called Master Drew, I will be furious.
I think it's got to be called like Ghostbuster Mobile or something. Ghostbusting Rob. Yeah. I got it. I did the walking thing and everything because my parents wanted to see it. I was kind of on the fence of like, do I want to walk or not? It was such a boring ceremony, and it's the university that I graduated from has like some Catholic correlations to it.
Yeah.
And so they brought like this
So what was it, like 10 hours?
No, it was like an hour 15.
That was a Catholic joke.
It felt like a long time. But they brought this one lady who was like a sister, you know, or whatever, nun thing situation. I'm not really sure. And I kind of zoned out because they got really, really preachy, really like gaudy, and I was just like, oh, okay, this isn't me. I answered atheist on the application. They still accepted me. So
did they try and change you?
No. Not at all. But the lady, she's just like, I don't remember what it was about, but then she started like listing all these religions. She's like, and this is like what Catholics say. This is what Hindus say. This they like. Like I said, I zoned out.
Was it funny or was it profound?
No, dude, it wasn't either. It was just boring as shit. And it just kept going.
I want to see a nun do a Seinfeld bit about what Presbyterians say and what Catholics say.
I was waiting for her to be like, you know, and the Greek gods, and all that kind of stuff. And it was just, and then they had a student give a speech, and like nobody. The biggest disappointment of it was like nobody tried to crack a joke. I was like, come on, like let's get some humor in this. Like this is what brings people together is laughter, not like you just saying generic thing. And like the president of the university is like, make sure you write in and tell us what you're doing in your path. And I'm like, lady, you do not give a shit.
No,
about what
they want you to write in so they can get your return address for when they need to ask you for money.
She even mentioned that too. She's like, so then, you know, when we ask for a gift, I'm like, you got enough gift from me. Yeah. You've gotten enough and you will not get any more. Actually, Rob, that's a lie. There's a good chance I'm pursuing another master's degree.
You are poor soul. You can't be not master's not good enough for this man.
Yeah.
Got to be a double master.
There's another area in the field that I'm in that I want to pursue, and I need an additional master's degree for that.
Well, I know you'll get it.
Yeah, I did it once before. I should be able to do it again, huh?
I have yet to see you not do anything that you say you're going to do. I just don't understand why you say you want to do the things that you do. You should post pictures of you reading books, like, and doing homework, because that's your exciting life that no one else lives, that you live.
I did that on Instagram.
Yeah.
Posted a picture of my homework. It'll be nice not to have any for a minute. That'll be enjoyable, but yeah. I mean, it's really not that big of a deal.
I was really looking forward to the day when you didn't have any more homework to complain about and to make you tired and all this. And I was like, he's going to be a master. He's going to know that that's not, like, this is what life is about. It's not about homework. But apparently you still have more to learn.
Yeah, I guess.
So maybe when you're a double master, you'll go, I can stop for a second now.
Hopefully.
You'll never stop.
We'll see how it goes. But Carissa says it's a big accomplishment and a big deal. But
see, and your wife is always right.
Yeah, she's right sometimes.
Not all wives, but your wife, normally.
Right. It
is a big accomplishment, and seriously, congrats.
Thank you. Yeah.
Do I send a gift? Am I supposed to do that? Is that customary?
Gifts?
Yeah. I don't think I gave you a gift for your wedding. I probably owe you a few.
You didn't give me a gift for the wedding. That's okay. You can give me a gift if you want. You don't have to.
That means yes, I need to give you a gift.
No,
okay, I got it. I read you loud and clear.
I don't think so. I was actually going to get you a gift.
Don't do that.
I need to get your address.
I have accomplished very little to deserve that.
I'm going to get you a new microphone.
Oh, no, I'm glad you brought that up, because I was thinking about today. I was going to message you and say, hey, tell me what microphone to buy, because I'll have money to buy a microphone and all that stuff. And you just tell me what to buy and I'll buy it. I don't want to do the research because I don't know any of the words.
It'll be the same company, just a better mic that you have now.
Oh, okay. But like a holding mic. Yes?
It'll be a USB one that you can set down and still talk into.
Okay. I kind of like holding the mic.
Do you? Well, then you need if you want something like I have right now, you
need a mixer too.
You need a mixer. Yeah, you need a USB mixer.
Which I'm willing to get that too.
And
I found out that I have Amazon capabilities. I can order stuff through Amazon.
Yeah, I can send you.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
You didn't know you could do that. I can send you links, but we do have to go because we do have another and a final installment of our Merry Mini interviews coming up. The last one was a big hit. I think. I mean, I don't know if we can really top it. I don't know if this person's gonna bring the juice like the Grinch did.
Can he hear us right now? I don't know.
No, he's waiting. He sent me a text. He says he's coming soon, but the Grinch killed it.
Yeah, the Grinch did kill it.
That was good stuff.
And I have no questions for this guy, so we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, it's gonna be a good one. Rob,
do we talk about? Or you're gonna bring that in? You're a professional. Go for it.
I drank the Goose Island Bourbon County brand stout from 2022. I've had half of it. It's good, but like you said, this is a sipping beer. This ain't a beer that you drink over time, and it's room temperature for a reason. You get the full flavor, but you also have the opportunity. It's kind of like a cigar. You enjoy it over an extended period of time. I see your IPA is like a quarter of the way gone.
That's generous. I've sicked it like 4 times. And it's a strong beer. It has good flavor up front. I don't like the I don't like the lingering taste and feeling, the mouth feel, if you will.
Sure.
But it's I think it's just that's too much alcohol for content for me in a beer. With that much IBUs. So for me, I'm going to say it's a pass. I'm going to try to sip it through the interview, but I mean, it's if you want to, it does have good upfront taste and it'll get you drunk if that's what you want.
Yeah. I don't like that's the one thing I don't like about like IPAs and stuff in these bourbon ones is like if you're enjoying the flavor, right? Like I enjoy the flavor of this Bourbon County. But it's like if I'm going to hang out with my friends, I can't have this.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're going to be with your friends for a lot of hours, and if you're trying to keep up, you're going to be dead by the end because it's just,
a bourbon beer to me sounds like something you'd have after like a steak dinner or something.
Yeah.
Like, in lieu of a wine, like if you're not a wine person, you get a nice bourbon room temp bourbon stout aged.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It would go well with I mean, and this is like
it sounds like something you'd smoke a cigar and let the food digest and yeah,
it's very bourbons and stouts are very like winter type of stuff. Like it's cold outside. If you for you it doesn't matter because it's warm, but
it's cold here, man. It gets cold. I wore a jacket today.
You're turning into one of those, Rob. You're turning into 50 degrees, and I have to have my sweatshirt on. What happened to you?
42 is different here. It is.
Oh, it's a dry heat, right?
It's a dry cold. Think about it when it's a dry cold there. It's bitter, man. It hits you different.
Yeah.
You're
getting soft.
It rained all day today. Today it was rainy and cold.
Okay, all right.
But by cold, it's still 42 degrees, and I know by our standards, by our neck of the woods, that's
nice.
In December, that's beautiful. Wearing just a sweatshirt in mid-December, great.
I would say, though Goose Island has a negative connotation to a lot of people like out there, it's still good. It's a quality beer. Did they sell out? Sure, but this is also a beer that a lot of people could drink. So if you're like trying to keep up with the podcast or whatever, and you want to try something, odds are you had access to this at some point. So there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think
I wonder if there are people that try to drink the beers that we drink. That's what they must be coming for. They're not coming for the content, right? Like,
right.
They just want the beer list.
They listen to the first 3 minutes and then the last 3.
The 3 minutes, and they go, I'm going to find a reason to disagree with these guys.
Yeah, but I think it's good. I mean, I'm going to continue to drink it. I got halfway to go, so we'll see how it goes. But all right, our interview is here. We got to roll.
All right.
Pew pew audio. Goodbye, everyone.